Hello and welcome to SmackDack Cat Shack. That's right, we aren't actually playing with any cats, but today we might get some. We are going to be playing a Rimworld colony. Now, I know this game's been out for a long time. I'm pretty sure everybody has played it, but I'm going to be doing it just because why not? I think it's a great game. I love it. Tour will be our world. I'm going to be playing this on as much of a random possibility as I can. Alright, now I like to play this as random as possible, so let's just select a site on 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright, here we are. Temperate Forest. We're kind of off in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by a whole bunch of tribes people. So that's going to make life a little bit interesting. Let's do it. Now I already do have a preset set up. We're going to be loading this as if we were a group of traveling chicken merchants. That's right, my friends. There's only one thing I would like to add, which I forgot to do, is of course some steel. Because I didn't add any steel or wood to this, and I just noticed it. But do I really care about that? Are we going to be wood boys? I think maybe we should be wood boys. Let's go through this real quick. I've got some alpaca wool, chocolate, cloth, very limited components, an elephant tusk, because why not, some gold, a mending kit, because if you're a traveling merchant, you have to repair your stuff, a little bit of the basic drug, a little bit of the basic drug materials, some silver, because these guys would be trading, cowboy hats, who doesn't trade with a cowboy hat on, whoops, a bolt-action knife, a bolt-action rifle, a composite knife, an ikwa, a pump-action shotgun, because what cowboy doesn't have a shotgun, some herbal meds, very little real meds, some psychiatric, some tea, because, you know, tea's always good for you, a couple of beers, what cowboy is without beers, some hay for the chickens, packaged survival meals, because you gotta eat your beans, a colonist statue that's mysteriously missing the colonist, some shelves, because what traders don't sell shelves, some cushioned camel hair chairs, because we had to slaughter our camels in order to raise these beautiful chickens, some dusters for that cowboy vibe, and a bowler hat for whoever's in charge. So let me real quick grab some steel and some wood, just so that we're not up shit's creek. Grab 200 of these, and then wood would be pretty much at the bottom. Wood. Let's grab 200 of these. So we're not going to start out with a huge amount, and I like that. I like that we're a little gimped. I want to add one more character to our colony because I feel like 3 is a little slow. I like to go with 4. So who do we have here? We have an apocalypse survivor, and he's a human computer. I love that. He's a gourmand, which means he really likes cooking, but he eats a lot faster. He's psychically dull. He's kind of a nice guy. And he's gay. Perfect! Up next we have our music-loving gardener. Wow, she is incapable of a lot of things, but that's all right. She sleeps very quickly, she's a bit depressive, and she's straight. Up next we have our apocalypse survivor. Oh, these two must have survived the apocalypse together. Whatever happened that made them turn into chicken-hungry cowboys. That's what they're all about. And apparently he was a escaped criminal. Oof. He's gushing. Ren doesn't have a particular problem keeping out other secrets, but can't help sharing his own. Oh no, he's a jealous, and he's gay. Lambo. And finally we have Bud, another gardener, who's also incapable of intellectual and crafting. These guys are not exactly the brightest, but I like that they're all pretty good at animals, that they're all pretty good at plants and animals. That's kind of what they do. They weren't meant to be the smarties, they were traders. He's a beautiful pessimist, he's a nudist, and he's bisexual. Blam. Let's get started. This is not our true backstory. We are totally a bunch of chicken farming weirdos, and that's what it's all about. Okay, so let's take a quick look around the map, see how everything looks. Of course, Rimworld is such a beautiful game. I love that Bud and Riata are just surrounded with 1,000 chickens of love. And let's see what we have going on here. So it looks like there's a few ruins here. Old Mega Sloth, our great and Lord Savior. A geothermal plant, always useful, though not super important at this point in the game. A very good growing zone, not a great growing zone. Not much going on here, and I like that. I like that it's kind of, wow, look at these beauties. Hey, aren't you a pretty bird? A large flightless bird with colorful feathers. Found mostly in the plains eating fruits and berries. So they're basically a chocobo. Awesome. They're combat chocobos. Alright, so we've got a couple of chocobos, 4 of them. Some steel over here and some machinery. That might be useful getting near. Our little squat hole. A lake. Okay, maybe we could set up some fishing. I am playing with a ton of mods on, but I'm not sure if there is that mod. I remember the fishing mod being pretty okay. Probably something in here, and a decent looking area already pre-built. So I'm thinking this is where we set up, right along this savanna here. So let's get everybody on work. Bam. First things first, let's build up this to be a nice little sleeping hole for our boys, because why not? And let's get a few beds in here. Now that would have been a smart move for me if I had created this little starting route with some traders, with some sleeping rolls, because obviously traders would have them. Another great mod that I have installed is lets you see exactly what's going on with each of your colonists at a glance, so you don't always need to go to the bio menu. So let's see who's our best at shooting. He's pretty good. He's amazing. All right, amazing boy. You get the rifle, wherever the rifle went. You're our next best. You get the shotgun. And between you and you for melee, you like melee though. Okay, so you can have the equa, and you can have the knife. Bam! Make sure that all of our people are geared up and ready to go. Now we should probably put on these dusters too. I'm not sure about how hot it will get in this area, but we might as well put it on. That way it's one less thing for them to worry about carrying. And Bud, are you already wearing one? Where are you going? We'll see which one everybody else doesn't pick up. I think it's the one on the bottom left, but hard to remember. Okay, turns out it was the top one. Oh, and of course our cowboy hats. How could I forget? Now the cowboy hats should actually give them some protection against the sun. And I guess, Bud, you're in charge. You have the best stats when it comes to being the last one that I picked. So good job, Bud. Let's see what we've got going on here. This is a pretty daunting menu, but it actually looks like we had a pretty good group of colonists. Nobody's too smart, but that's okay. We only have one person who's even possible at doing research, and they're not the best anyways. So let's make sure that you're our cook. And the hunter. There you go. You can be our hunter. You will be our grower. You're both pretty good at growing stuff. That's okay. Let's make sure that you are a plant cutter. That will make a big difference. So having these flip-flop mean that somebody will go and kind of clear out the plants, and somebody will go and actually grow the plants. That will make a big difference. Also handling. We're going to need a lot of handling because we have a ton of chickens. God bless these chickens. Oh my God, get away. The great chicken menagerie. Let's get these chickens somewhere manageable because I don't want them getting eaten by all kinds of hoo-ha. So chickens, you all live here. Animals, chickens. Brat the hen. That sounds about right. And Newton. Oh, I like Newton and Gambler. Misha, Slobberer, Sapphire, Nora, Sorceress. Oh, you're my new favorite chicken, Sorceress. All right, but this is pretty good. We already have our own little like base set up. That's gonna make a big difference here. Oh, and this is actually not a bad looking area. Look at that. It's already kind of attractive. So my people are gonna like living in there. That's a great job. That is a really good job. So now let's get everything hauled over somewhere. Let's see. Let's think about this for a second. because thinking helps you do things. We have this huge canvas. This will protect one of our flanks, which is pretty nice. This is a big open area, which we need to worry about. And having huge open areas is a little bit more difficult, but hey, we came here to play hard. So we want our stockpile to be somewhere accessible to everyone. So what I'm thinking is that we do, now I'm going to call this episode 0 just because this is going to be a lot of me sitting around in this menu. Let's get our stockpile first setting up right here because we're going to need, yes, let's get it over here. And let's chop down these trees because we're going to need a lot of wood. Bam. So we'll get all of our stuff eventually put over there. Looks like Ren's already on the job, and we have a lot of weird miscellaneous stuff, which is actually going to make it a little bit more difficult, but that's okay. I have a feeling we already exhausted our wood just by building these few little things. So let's actually get one more thing set up in here. Let's get a table. We'll put you like there. And a couple of stools for now. Just stools. Where's the stool? There we go. Cheap. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, for anybody that has OCD, this is just rude. And then we'll also need to wall this area in, which means we're going to need to chop down some more wood. Bam, bam, bam. Get everything that's close by first. And then let's build a little bit more here, just so that nothing degrades over time. This seems like a pretty big stockpile. This should be able to store most of our stuff for a while. Let's get a couple of entrances in here because you always want to be able to access the stockpile from multiple areas. Cuts down on a lot of time. Now, I'm wondering what I can do with this pond. That's going to make a big difference as to if I build super close to it or not. Because if I can do some cool stuff, I'd be into that. Let's see what we have here. Dressers, couches, end tables, all kinds of junk. We can build a straw floor. A jade floor, wow. Whole bunch of wood floors. Monastic? Mosaic. That's pretty awesome. And a barnwood floor. Oh, this would be cool. You could put this in an actual barn for all the chickens. Oh, chicken barn. The other nice thing about having all these chickens is that if push comes to shove and we're in a really tight spot, we can just eat them. We can eat all these chickens. And that's going to make a big difference. Now, who is our constructor? Because we need them... we need them constructing. Looks like it is... Okay, gardener. But, Bud, you are our builder. I'd be surprised if he makes anything decent. Also, it's 74 degrees outside here. That is really nice. That's like the perfect temperature. If I could live in 74 degrees for the rest of my life, I'd be into that. I'd be super into that. I like these guys all just plodding away, doing their things. Let's speed up some time and do some real thinking here, though. Because we are going to need a lot of space. And this is going to be the hardest part. I'm thinking, and this is just some thinking thoughts, this eventually turns into our dining room, which means we'd want a freezer here. So let's build a fairly big freezer. That's, do we want 1 space or 2? Let's do 2 spaces, just so that it looks good. Let's do an 11 by 11, so that it's a nice big freezer. Do I need it to be this big to start with, though? Why not? Okay, nice big freezer. This is our initial stockpile, right? We want the kitchen to be as close to the freezer and as close to the dining room as possible. It doesn't really matter if it's close to the dining room. Just needs to be close to the freezer, but they tend to throw out things like that. Hard choice. And also, it's very important that you double encase your freezers. So if we did do that, it would actually look a bit like this. I don't know how I feel about that. That's a nice big brick though. Then we would have our colonists just flowing in and out of this area quite a bit. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so we'd remove these. Probably remove this. Remove this. So that would be our doors. We'd have our kitchen here. So it would be like that, like that, like that, like that. That looks perfect. I wonder if there's a way to copy. There has to be a way to copy paste. Don't know. Let's do the same thing here though. So shoop, 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 shoop. All right, so kitchen, butchery area. We'd have a stockpile zone here, a dining room here. We could then have a living quarters here. And I could go something as easy as this, like so. Yeah. With rooms being divided, we need them to be this wide, or actually that wide looks better. Like this. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Okay. So it might not be perfect. That looks pretty perfect. Get rid of all that junk. Bam. So now we have some rooms there. And then we have a growing zone here. Yeah. We'd have a big potato zone here. And then we'd have a couple other zones for other miscellaneous things. So we could do like some hay. We could do some heel root. I don't know if anybody's good enough to do heel root. And then we could do some rice. That looks pretty good. Or you could have power generation down here. So we could do a wind turbine here and another one here. So that works for me. And that gives us how many rooms? 1, 2, 3, 4 rooms. Perfect. And we've already got some levers. Bud and Reaper are... Okay. Wow. All right. Well, that cuts down on one room, so we'll have a room for a prisoner to start out with. And then I guess we can mow this place down and build another set of rooms kind of around this area. Eventually, I guess we're going to have to push all the way out here and build like a secondary, tertiary colony, as you call them. But this looks pretty good as a set plan. I think I'm going to call it there for episode 0, or episode 1, just depending on what we call this. And I hope to see you guys in episode 2.